Good morning, guys. Welcome to this new week, the last week before vacations. Yay! So, today we're gonna start with the unit number 8 that, as you can see, is called money. So, the first topic of today is reading. The instructions of the exercise number 1 says, uh, read the article about Frankie. Who did Frankie want to help? So, over here, we have this article that you're gonna read, and you have to answer the question. So let's do it. If you're done, now I'm gonna play the audio so that you can listen and read at the same time. So let's listen and read.
Unit 8, Track 2.11.
A charity haircut. Frankie was very excited to go to New York to see a show on Broadway with her parents. They had a big dinner in a fancy restaurant, more expensive than usual, and went to the theater. After the show, Frankie saw a homeless man. She was really upset to see this, so she bought him some cookies. The man was happy, but Frankie was happier. She liked to help people, and she wanted to do more. Frankie always saved her Christmas money, but this wasn't enough money to make a difference. So, with the help of Mom's credit card, she created a page on the internet to collect money. Then, Frankie asked people to send money for the homeless. If the total was over $500, she promised to cut off her hair. But people donated more, a lot more. When she cut her hair, the total was $2,500. Frankie's hair was shorter, but she liked it. She donated all the money to a homeless charity to help pay their bills. But she doesn't want to stop. I want to help children's charities now.
Very good. Let's continue. Over here we have another exercise. They ask us, are these sentences about Frankie true or false? For example, Frankie saw a show about Broadway. This is false. Okay? So check if these sentences are true or false. Well done. I'm gonna give you the answers so that you can double check yours. Here they are. Nice. Okay, for the next exercise, it says, put the following items in the correct order to make a summary of the article. So we're gonna do a summary of the article, and it's gonna start with, she went to New York to see a show. She saw a, and you have to complete the summary by ordering these phrases. So let's do it, and then when you finish, I will play the audio so that you can check. All right, so here goes the audio.
Track 2.12.
She went to New York to see a show. She saw a homeless man. She decided to give some money. Frankie created an internet page. She raised $2,500 for having a haircut. Frankie gave the money to charity.
Nice. In case that you didn't get the answers, here they are for you. Well done. Now, continuing with the next page is a vocabulary. It says complete each sentence with a word from the article on page 58. For example, I bought some new clothes last weekend. We know that the word bought was on line number 3. But if we say I never money, I always spend all my money, we're missing a word that is in line number 5. So if we take a look to the line number 5, which word do you think that will fit in this sentence? I never save. In this case, it will be in present, I never save money. Very good. Continue with the rest of the sentences. If you're done, I'm gonna play the audio so that you can check your answers. Please repeat the sentences out loud. Here it goes.
Track 2.13. A.
I bought some new clothes last weekend.
B,
I never save money. I always spend all my money.
C,
I never use my credit card to buy things online.
D,
I donate money to charity once a year.
E.
I always pay my bills on time.
Well done. Now I'm gonna give you the answers in case that you couldn't get them. The letter C says, I never use my credit card to buy things online. The letter D says, I donate money to charity once a year. And the letter E says, I always pay my bills on time. Okay, so when you buy something, this bought is in past. When you buy something is when you get something new in exchange of money that you have. When you save money is when you don't spend that money. Is when you keep it. Maybe when you save money for something new that you want to buy. Then a credit card, well, is a very similar word to Spanish, is a card that you use to buy things, but the money that is in the card is not yours, it's from the bank, and that you have to pay them later. Then to donate is when you give the money to someone else. It can be like a charity that they use this money to buy things for people who need it. But when you donate money, it's because that you give it. And then bills are when you have to pay something. For example, if you have to pay the rent, that is a bill. If you have to pay water, electricity, those are bills. Okay? Now, in the exercise number 2, you're going to check the sentences that are true for you. So, for example, if you never save money, you're going to check this sentence. If you always pay your bills on time, you're going to check this sentence. And then you're going to compare your answers with a partner. Very good. Moving on to the next topic, we have an grammar topic. It is underline the comparative adjectives in the sentences. So today we're gonna see comparative adjectives. What are these? In the letter A says they had a big dinner in a fancy restaurant, more expensive than usual, and went to the theater. So we know that the comparative is more expensive. In the letter B says the man was happy, but Frankie was happier. Which of these words do you think that is a comparative? Excellent. It is happier. Then the letter C says Frankie's hair was shorter, but she liked it. Which of these words do you think is a comparative? That's right, shorter. As you can see, all of these words end in er, air, air. Also here, cheaper, nicer, bigger, luckier. But these words don't end in er. They have the word more careful, more beautiful. And these like are irregulars. This one ends in air, better. Also this one farther, but this one doesn't, worse. But when do we use the comparative adjectives? We use comparatives to compare to objects, people, animals, or any other thing that you can think of. For example, imagine that you have this person that is called John. We can say that John is tall. But we have this other person that is called Dave, and he is taller. Dave is taller than John. So we can say, so as we can see, Dave is taller than John. John is tall, but Dave is taller. Okay, so this is a comparative adjective. Now, another example, we could say that Dave is intelligent, but imagine that John is even more intelligent. So we can say John is more intelligent than Dave. We're comparing John's intelligence with Dave's intelligence. And as we can see, John is more intelligent than Dave. All right? This is when we use the comparative adjectives. But now let's see how we use them. For this, we're going to see 6 rules to create the comparative adjectives. All the comparative adjectives start with an adjective. Cheap, nice, big, lucky. All of these are adjectives. but in order to change them, we have to add or maybe change some letters of those words. For example, in that rule number 1 says, for adjectives with one syllable, you have to add er to the adjective. For example, old. This is one adjective of one syllable. So you just add er, older. Yes. Strong. How would you say it? Stronger. Just like that. Here we have another example. Cheap. You just add er. Cheaper. Nice. Then, for the rule number 2, it says for adjectives ending in y, change y to I and add er. For example, we have the word pretty. It ends with y. So you're going to change the letter y to I and then you're going to add er. Prettier. Also with crazy, you're going to change y to I and then you're going to add er. Crazy, crazier. Nice. Here's another example. Lucky, luckier. With I, not with y. Okay? Be careful with that. Then in the rule number 3, we have for adjectives with 2 or more syllables, add more in front of the adjective. For example, we have interesting. If you want to say this in comparative, you don't say interestinger. No. You say more interesting. You add the word more. Another example, beautiful. You don't say beautifuler. You say more beautiful. Okay, you add the word more. Like here, careful, more careful. Okay? Then, the rule number 4 says that for short adjectives that end in E, just add R. For example, rude. It already ends in the letter E. So if you want to change it to comparative, you just add the letter R. Rude, ruder. You don't have to add another E. Another example, strange, stranger. Okay? You only add the letter R. As you can see here, nice, it already ends in E. So you're gonna just add the letter R. Nicer. Alright? Then the rule number 5 says some adjectives need to double consonant. So we have an adjective like big. This adjective, as you can see, it ends in a consonant. But before that, we have a vowel. And before that, we have another consonant. So it's the rule of consonant, vowel, consonant. When this happens, you're going to repeat this last letter. So you're going to say bigger, but with double G. Another example is hot. Consonant, vowel, consonant. So the comparative of hot is hotter with double T. Okay, here we have also bigger with double G. Very important, this rule doesn't apply when it ends in W. For example, new is newer but with only one W. Alright? Now, the last rule, the rule number 6, is that some adjectives are irregular. What does this mean? Remember, when you have irregular, it means that it doesn't have a rule. So what you're gonna do is that you have to memorize the comparative of, for example, good. Do you know the comparative of good? It is better. Yes. It's not gooder, it's better. Then bad, it is worse. It's not badder, it's worse. And finally, far is not farther, is farther with th. As you can see, we have these irregular forms because these are irregular adjectives. So you have to memorize this. Okay, and that's it for this topic's explanation. I hope that you understood. If you didn't, please send me a message. So, moving on, here we have a little exercise to practice this. The exercise number 2 says, complete the table with comparative forms of the adjectives in the box. So all of these are adjectives, and we're going to classify them in these 3 little boxes. For example, we know that beautiful, it's a long adjective. More, so we're gonna add more beautiful. Then big, is a short adjective or a long adjective? It's a short, bigger, but remember to add double G. Okay, like that, do it, and when you finish, I will play the audio so that you can check your answers. All right, so here goes the audio. Pay attention.
Track 2.14. Short adjectives. Bigger. Cleaner. Faster. Happier. Older. Richer. Long adjectives. More beautiful. More important. Irregular forms. Better.
Nice. Okay. So if there's no other question about this, we're gonna move on to the next topic that says write a list about things you like to have. Combine comparative adjectives from exercise 2 with nouns in the box or your own ideas. Okay, so imagine that you have here your notes and you can say, I would like a newer car. So I'm using the adjective newer to compare that I want a newer car. Or you can say, I like a bigger house. Like this, you're gonna write 4 sentences. You can start with I would like and you have to use a comparative and one noun. You can use this or you can use any other in your idea. So let's do it. Okay, moving on to the exercise number 4. It says work with a partner. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the adjective. So we have these adjectives in parentheses, so we have to complete the sentences with the comparative form. For example, I'm taller than Carl, taller. I'm than Terry, old. How would you say old in comparative? Older. Very good. So complete the exercise. If you finish, I'm going to play the audio so that you can check your answers. Please repeat the sentences when you hear them. Here they go.
Track 2.15. A.
I'm taller than Carl.
B.
I'm older than Terry.
C.
My typing is worse than Gina's.
D.
My cell phone is smaller than Eddie's.
E.
My apartment is farther from the office than Alan's.
F.
My computer was more expensive than Carrie's.
All right. Very good. Now, I'm going to give you the answers so that you can double check them. Here they are. As you can see, we have older, worse. Remember, bad is not better, it's worse. Smaller, far is not farther, it's farther. And expensive, like it's a long adjective, more expensive. Well done. Now for the exercise number 5, you're going to replace the names in exercise 4 with the names of people in the class or people you know. Make true sentences. For example, if you are a tall person, you can say I'm taller than, and you're going to change this name. You can say my brother, my sister. If you're not that tall, well, think of someone who is shorter than you, and you have to change the name. So you have to copy all these sentences, but you have to change these names so that they are true for you in your life. So let's do it. All right. Now, in the pronunciation topic, it says listen and repeat the chants. I'm going to play an audio where they're going to mention this, and you have to repeat them. Okay, so here they go.
Track 2.16. A.
I'm taller than my sister. I'm taller than my brother. I'm taller than my mother. I'm very, very tall.
B.
I'm younger than my teacher.
I'm younger than my doctor. I'm younger than my neighbor. I'm very, very young.
Well done. Now, in the exercise number 2, they ask us, which lines in the chants are true for you? For example, I'm taller than my sister. Are you taller than your sister? Are you taller than your brother? Then, in the letter B says, I'm younger than my teacher. Is this true for you? I'm younger than my doctor. Is it true? Like that. You have to check if they are true for you. And when you finish, that's gonna be it for today's class. Okay? Remember that you have to take notes of the grammar topic and do the exercises, and you have to send me your evidences to the platform. So don't take long, and see you tomorrow. Bye.